So Keith, tell me a little bit more about what you did before joining Sourced.
Yeah, so I was in corporate. I was 23 years in corporate doing lots of different jobs. I worked for Mars Inc. I was in research and development, then I was in buying, then I was in logistics for a long period of time. Travelled around the world with different jobs and lived in Germany for a while. So yeah, something completely different to this.
Fantastic. And you feel that the skills that you've got there from being in corporate and those different roles have helped you transition into property?
Yeah, I think in some ways, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some things you're not prepared for because it's a different world, but lots of transferable skills, I'd say. So, negotiating, which I've been through various bits of negotiating training along the way, which we'll see how well that proves
how that holds up
over time. Yeah, organisation, I guess, kind of project management skills, things like that, and just, I suppose that ability to pick the phone up with people, or treat people in the right way, or ask the right questions, and just trying to just get to the bottom of an issue, really. So probably lots within that, but nothing that was directly in property at the time.
Thanks. And what made you jump into Source? What was it about Source in particular that when you were looking to get into property, you decided to become a Source franchisee?
Yeah, it was really. I'd had a few conversations along the way with property, and people were often giving me the different bits of advice as they do. Do it when you retire, it's not a proper job and all these sort of things. And I then started looking at different franchise opportunities anyway. And then through that, I got in contact with Sourced, and really, for me, the important bit was, if I was going to go into property, how do I do it in a way which I had some support, so it wasn't just about picking up day one, saying, right, I'm off and running, and not being able to get the right level of background. So from Sourced perspective, it was, good conversations with both people at head office and franchisees, which kind of led me into it to say, okay, everything that is being talked about actually happens in reality.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So you obviously made the jump, you're now a Source franchisee, you've been here for a little while now. What have you done since you've become a franchisee?
Yeah, a number of different things. So I guess my start point was lots of training. So induction week, and then going through working with my business development manager to come up with plans, etc. In terms of property strategies, I've tried a few things. So 3/4 of the way through a flip, I would say, in terms of getting that to the point where it's ready to market. So maybe it's not 3/4, maybe it's less than that, because there may be a long journey to sell. So that I've bought into investments in things such as service accommodation, so getting that up and running, and going through lots of different learnings as I do that. I've then looked at other strategies as I've gone through as well, so made quite a few different offers on different things with different strategies in mind, such as assisted sales or HMOs or rent-to-rents. And then I've been spending quite a bit of time on auctions, so trying to get referrals to put properties through auction, and then working on, I guess, what are the upstream marketing things that I need to put in place in order to get leads and go through that. So that's been occupying quite a bit of my time.
Brilliant. So you just touched on you're doing a flip there, so you're obviously taking a flip on quite early days into your franchise, which is fantastic. So do you mind just running us through what that flip is? And
yeah, absolutely. So it was a repossession property that I searched on in the first week, exactly. Public notice, and I think and improvement were my keywords. Found that property, got an offer accepted relatively quickly on it. So essentially, it's a Grade 2 listed 3-bed townhouse, relatively light refurb, I would say. Yeah, so replacing the kitchen or upgrading the kitchen in a way, replacement bathroom, and then decoration throughout. And with it being repossession, it needed a lot of clearing out because there was a lot of stuff that had been left
Some
behind.
Interesting finds as well.
Yeah, lots of interesting finds along the way.
We'll discuss another time.
Yeah.
So what are you working on next then?
Yeah, so obviously we've just been working through with you guys today, actually, to go through what is my plan, is it credible moving forward, so essentially I'm trying to focus on what are my main areas and what are the other things that I need to have going alongside that. So I'll be focusing on making sure I can get leads generated for auctions, and getting those properties running through to get a cash flow, get the right cash flow strategy, as well as sourcing. And then I'll be finding my next flip to kind of be getting on with. So they're the next things.